What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
The labyrinth was not the kind of place you could overrun with human wave tactics. Calgurio understood that now, although he could never honestly say so, lest he torpedoed his army's morale, so he embellished things a bit as he spoke.
You must defeat these so-called 10 marvels and retrieve the 10 keys they possess. That will apparently give you the right to challenge the Demon Lord himself. This is exactly what I expect you to do. The Demon Lord must be taken down.
That was the mission he gave to the best the armored division had to offer.
We accept, Lord Calgurio. The Demon Lord is no enemy of ours, for we are the glorious army of the Empire. Now it is time to prove that to you.
It was Minutes, highest ranked among the group, who answered on the division's behalf. With a graceful bow, he promised complete victory for his side, and no one around him had a single discouraging word. These were the brave heroes who would challenge the Demon Lord in his own domain. But they were ignorant, and that ignorance was what kept them hopeful. They were unaware of the dangers the labyrinth held. Now would have been the perfect time to retreat, but it was too late. Calgurio's decision had simply come too late. The battle inside the labyrinth was already over. Nobody was left alive. But not realizing any of that, the chosen heroes marched into this dreadful labyrinth in the highest of spirits. After being enthralled with the big screen for a fairly extended period of time, we had finally decided to take a break. I dunno. I guess I saw this coming. The Empire definitely ignored the warning on the gate, that's for sure, and in epic fashion, too. In fact, they sent even more soldiers into the labyrinth than we anticipated.
Amazing. Better than I ever thought it'd go.
Benimaru nodded at me.
Indeed, and none of them were strong enough to cause particular concern. The 10 dungeon marvels must truly be that powerful, yes, but perhaps this is going to be easier than I thought.
Even so, he wasn't being careless. In fact, his attention was already back on the surface.
Looks like there's some more movement.
I said.
Yes, I think they're selecting a group this time, rather than relying on sheer numbers. I wish they could have reached that conclusion sooner, though. Then maybe the labyrinth forces would have had more of a struggle.
Well, hang on, it's still turned out real good for us, hasn't it?
Yes, true enough. But when things go this well, I suppose I can't help but feel uneasy.
That's not exactly what I wanted to hear from Benimaru, but based on his attitude, I imagined he saw all this as a foregone conclusion. But I think I saw the problem. He wanted the Empire to try harder so he'd have a chance to join the fray, didn't he? I guess I kinda understood that feeling. Or maybe not. No, I mean, if I did, I'd turn into a battle maniac like all these guys, right? I'm not like Benimaru and the rest. I'm satisfied with these results. Besides, like I've said tons of times, in this world, quality counts for a lot more than quantity. This specially selected force must have been the enemy's main war power. There was a decent chance they could beat the 10 marvels individually, so now was no time to be playing around. Our objective was to thin out the enemy forces, and we certainly succeeded there. The Empire had 100,000 or so troops left, and in terms of size alone, they were now winnowed down to a point where the Western nations could handle them solo. You know how it is. It's like at the gambling table, having your opponent win big at first, then taking advantage after they lose sight of when to fold. You're picturing yourself as such a winner that even if you lose big later, you're suckered into believing you can make it all back. Even if you know it's a logical fallacy, it can be really hard to stop, you know? That was exactly what happened to the Empire this time, and thanks to continually deploying their forces in there, their army was now well past the point of no return. For us, that was great, mission accomplished. I was super happy with how well everything had gone so far, but we still hadn't achieved our secondary mission, finding the most powerful members of the Imperial Army. There were a few decently strong individuals, but nobody who looked like they could take me down. Still, I dunno. The Rimuru who Chloe talked about in her story hadn't become a demon lord. His strength was probably about where I was when I lost to tied with Hinata. But either way, I didn't detect any real threats here so far. Maybe that guy with the legend-class weapon Testarossa killed? Maybe Davis, that 11th ranked dude, had a shot at doing me in, again, not the current me, but the me from back when I fought Hinata. In the end, I had to conclude that this threat to my life hadn't quite shown up yet. There was no point stewing over it, so I put the topic on hold. What I was really curious about right then were the thoughts of the enemy commander. If the situation was this dire for them, I'd think they would opt to retreat, normally. What could he be thinking?
Understood. Since communication is cut off with the rest of their forces, he likely lacks adequate awareness of the current situation. Presumably, they are clinging to a non-existent hope to bring them victory.
Wow, way to lay on the sarcasm, Raphael. That sounded legit to me, but in that case, maybe we were winning the information war a little too much. If their commander had a proper grasp of the situation, maybe he would have retreated a lot sooner.
Negative. If you do not hit an enemy thoroughly when you can, you will leave behind enmity that may come back to haunt you later. There is no need to show mercy to the intruders.
Yikes. Rough. It was brutally rational and ruthless, but it seemed like the right answer, too. If we left a sizable enemy force behind, the Empire probably wouldn't give up on its ambitions, but if we kept hitting him hard, we could probably avoid further war, at least for the time being. Maybe it's best to do everything halfway instead. The enemy has families too, right? Their next of kin are bound to be sad about this. But if we're thorough with making them realize their own stupidity here, maybe that'll help deter future wars. Maybe it's not the good guy approach, but in terms of eliminating little flare-ups in the future, it's the right thing to do. Bit late for that now, but still. Regardless, unlike Raphael here, I have kind of an indecisive streak. If the enemy flees, I let them do what they want. If they come back to attack me, I crush them. I'm letting the other side take the initiative with decision-making, and maybe that's a little naive of me. It's something I'm aware of, but honestly, it's just part of my nature, and I don't think it'll be fixed too easily. I really don't want them to attack me. Deep down, the least amount of trouble in my life, the better. As I internally whined about this, Ramirez sent me a thought communication.
Got a moment, Rimuru?
Sure. This is Rimuru. I'm open.
The tone of her voice suggested it was nothing urgent. What could it be?
Right, so another 100 or so are coming, right?
Looks that way. Yeah, real strong ones this time, too.
So the 10 Marvels just sent me a couple of requests.
Ramirez laid them out for me. Request number 1 was proposed by Gadra. Apparently he knew a couple of the people in this elite group, Lucius and Raymond, both otherworlders. He wanted a chance to talk with them and maybe have them defect to our side. Request number 2 was from Kumara. She recognized another familiar face, but unlike with Gadra, this guy wasn't an acquaintance so much as a target for revenge. This was the very person who had destroyed the mystic village that was home to Kumara and her friends, then sold the young Kumara. She was already nearly 300 years old by that point, but still, to Clayman. I had no idea some bastard that vicious was working for the Empire. Eesh. So those were the 2 requests. Now, what to do about them?
What do you think, Benimaru?
Well, the human wave approach is a good shortcut to victory, but it's not exactly pretty. I realize there's no such thing as a pretty, or an ugly, war, but I think we're safe in granting Gadra's wish. If he gets them to join us, then great. If not, it won't hurt us very much.
Seemed legit to me. It'd help us spread the enemy around. Besides, I'll let Gadra reach out to that pair, then. As for Kumara.
No one seeking vengeance wants to be stopped in their quest.
Benimaru putting it that way sure made it sound heavy. And come to think of it, hadn't Kumara been under the thrall of Clayman's demon dominate skill? If the man who brought her to that fiend was back here at the labyrinth, it was only natural that she'd be out for revenge. They say that nothing fruitful actually comes from revenge, but personally, I think it can bring closure. If you've got a lot of mixed up feelings, it's better to let them all out and free yourself, isn't it?
Okay, Ramirez, you've got my approval on both.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Rimuru. You're so understanding.
We'd like to get the enemy spread out anyway, so why don't we do this? You can send Lucius and Raymond over to Gadra, and Kumara can have that,
The bearded dude. We don't know his name, but he's sure got a nasty face, doesn't he?
Something told me Ramirez was really favoring Kumara here, but I was with her on that.
Yeah, send him over to her, and tell her I said good luck.
Okay, I'm on it.
So I accepted the requests. Now, where should we send the rest of the Empire's elites?
I think that man over there is the commander. I'd suggest we give him to Apito to execute, Sir Rimuru, alone.
Benimaru could really stand to phrase things a little more lightly. Wasn't he just talking about fighting, pretty, and ugly, and stuff? I was amazed he was so eager to aim for a murderous strategy like that. But, yeah, I'd accept it.
Also, Ramirez, that well-dressed middle-aged dude over there is the commander, I think, so can you send him alone over to Apito?
Him, huh? Taking away the commander so the whole team loses cohesion, eh? Great idea, Rimuru. I tell ya, you come up with the dirtiest tactics.
Pardon? Why was I the bad guy now? And here Ramirez, completely ignoring my surprise, was remarking about how devious I was.
And as for the other 100-ish, do you want to just let him at Adelman?
Roger that. My dragon lords all lost, but everyone else put in a real big effort. Let's have him keep up the good work right to the end.
She seemed a little peeved about it, but I couldn't help her much with that. The Dragon Lords just didn't quite have what it took to deal with a rushing army. Unlike with the other dungeon marvels, they resided in large arenas with lots of floor-type debuffs, great for hassling small parties, but if you had an army that could share information with each other and take countermeasures, that killed the advantage in no time flat. Considering those circumstances, I still thought they fought pretty well. We may have had 4 keys taken, but the remaining 6 marvels remained unbeaten. Hopefully we'd see them keep that up.
Sounds great, but whatever you guys do, don't let your guards down. There's a chance they've got some really dangerous folks in there.
Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Besides, everyone's itching to go hard now that they know you're watching. And we've always got Master Veldora as King of the Labyrinth, right?
Good point. The idea here was to collect 10 keys and beat the King of the Labyrinth, after all. I found it hard to imagine Veldora taking a dive, so at least we could always rely on him.
Right. Okay. Best of luck out there.
You got it, boss. See ya.
With that excited farewell, Ramirez shut off the thought communication. Just a little bit more effort now, I supposed, and we'd be done. I turned my eyes back toward the big screen again, excited to watch the final battle. Lucius and Raymond sat down on the stairway, breathing hard as they drank some water. The reports indicated that there were never monsters on the stairs, and while it'd be dangerous to take that for granted, it seemed safer than anywhere else, hence why they chose that for a resting spot. Being summoned by Commander Calgurio and ordered to enter the labyrinth elicited no complaints from them. Just like Shinji and his band, Lucius and Raymond were otherworlders picked up by Master Gadra. He had kept them fed and protected back when they didn't know right from left in this world, and they owed him a debt of gratitude for that. But now Gadra was missing. He had led a special team on a mission to the territory of the Demon Lord Rimuru. He had come back once, although none of the other team members did. He told Yuki they had been killed in battle. Then, not long afterward, Gadra himself vanished. There were a couple plausible rumors going around that Gadra had ventured back out to rescue his teammates. Those who knew Gadra's personality found that a little far-fetched, but if it was true, they couldn't ignore that. Besides, the people who joined Gadra, the ones said to have died in battle, were all very well known to Lucius and Raymond. They were Shinji Tanimura, Mark Lauren, and Shin Luxing, and they had all become good friends after traveling to this world.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Shout out to the new members of AnimeKouhai supporters: Jason Reyes, Andre Hamilton, Jason Torres, Sesh, Sam, Jovi, Sergio Aguilar, Martin Ramos, Luminosity, Guy Ansley. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.